Okay, so I think we're on live now. Alright, so hi everyone. I'm Jet. I haven't done a live stream on this channel since June. I haven't done a live stream like this. Well, I haven't done one, I don't think, since last year, but also, I haven't done a live stream like this since May. But I haven't done a live stream about, hurricanes, of course, since last year. Um, But yeah, so I know I had a live stream earlier, or we said it was gonna go, but for whatever reason, my OBS was having issues, and yeah, I was having problems. So and then I started my broadcast before, like from OBS, just to test it, and now it seems like it's working fine. So, but yeah, I haven't done this in a while. But hello everyone. So talking about Hurricane Melissa, and Hurricane Melissa now making record as the strongest Jamaica landfall as Category 5 hurricane with catastrophic flooding and winds. Melissa will make history in Jamaica with landfall soon, packing catastrophic flooding, landslides, and destructive winds. It will then target eastern Cuba and the southeast Bahamas. Here's the very latest forecast. And then National Hurricane Center, Jamaica, take cover now. And actually, we're going to watch this video here first, and then we'll read the article here. There might be an ad first, too, so. Yeah, then we'll watch this video, and then I'll read the article. Okay, I couldn't really hear what they were saying, since it seems like my headphones, for whatever reason, aren't playing any audio to me. I'm hoping that all of you were... Oh, I know why it wasn't playing. Because the sound was muted.
It'll matter quite a bit.
Alright, so now, we're gonna replay this video here. I'm sorry I'm having so many issues, because I haven't done this in a while, so...
Look at the possibilities.
Now I got another ad. I'm sorry this is such a mess. Just... Yeah, and then it keeps on bringing me to this pop-up ad, too. And it's like, I want to go in full screen. Like, come on.
Anywhere. Soak in this rugged.
It drives me nuts when it does this. It really does, you know?
Powerful
it's like,
SUV. A 4x4 with the tech and muscle to go over any terrain. The Ford Bronco Sport. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Right now, competitive owners can lease a Ford Bronco Sport for just $239 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford stores.
It is a monster, a Category 5. Hurricane Melissa, winds 185 miles per hour. It is making landfall right now.
There it is. This is the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center. Moving a little quicker. I guess that's better. Obviously, you won't be in the strongest of the winds for as long if it were moving slower. But nonetheless, this thing continues to be a very powerful. I mean, you're getting to almost the tip of how strong these things can get, moving right now into the western portions of the island.
The worst of the weather is on the western side of the island. You can see that eye. Now, landfall is officially called when the center of the hurricane crosses the coastline. So we're not there yet. We're sitting in that northern eye wall right now along the coast. And we've been watching from a satellite perspective this little wobble that the storm has taken and just kind of making an excruciating stay along the coast right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And wobbles in this type of situation can matter quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, catastrophic flooding and catastrophic flooding and landslides expected. Extremely dangerous situation here. Take cover now. Hurricane Melissa is making a historic catastrophic Category 5 landfall in Jamaica today with life-threatening flash flooding, landslides, destructive winds, and storm surge, and one of the strongest landfalls on record anywhere in the Atlantic Basin. So this is what's happening now, the current satellite here. As you can see, Hurricane Melissa's center is only about 30 miles southeast of Negril, Jamaica, or approaching Black River, moving north-northeast at 9 miles per hour, with hurricane force winds extending up to 30 miles from the center. That means this eye wall with the most intense winds is arriving in western Jamaica. The eye is also now coming ashore. Again, this is the current satellite here, looking at Hurricane Melissa, and you can see the eye, making landfall, onto Jamaica. So maximum winds have increased to 185 miles per hour for pressure now of 892 millibars, as measuring by a morning Hurricane Hunter mission. This places its tied with the Labor Day storm in 1935, so 90 years ago, for the third most intense Atlantic Basin hurricane of all time based on pressure. The storm is tied for the second strongest storm based on winds, only behind Allen in 1980. I'm just going to check to make sure I'm still streaming, considering all the issues I've been having. Yeah, it looks like I am, so yeah, I just wanted to make sure. The weather is deteriorating rapidly in Jamaica. Wind gusts from 50 to 60 miles per hour have been clocked in both Kingston and Montego Bay. Torrential rainfall is now plummeting the island, or torrential rain is now pummeling the island, with some far outer rain bands are also soaking parts of southwestern Haiti and eastern Cuba. A Category 5 floodmaker, Melissa will generate prolific rainfall in parts of Jamaica, Hispaniola, and eastern Cuba. National Hurricane Center is warning that up to 40 inches of rain could fall in southern Hispaniola and Jamaica through Wednesday. A torrential rainfall is likely to trigger catastrophic life-threatening flash flooding and landslides in Jamaica and Haiti, especially in hilly and mountainous terrain, according to National Hurricane Center. In eastern Cuba, up to 25 inches of rain could fall through Wednesday, potentially catastrophic flash flooding and landslides. And in the southeast Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, up to 10 inches of rain could fall through Wednesday night with flash flooding expected. Yeah, because that is a lot of rain. 25 inches of rain in eastern Cuba and even 10 inches in Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. That is a lot of rain. it is going to cause, massive flash flooding, devastating flash flooding. And we can see here in this map, we look at Cuba here. Yeah, you can see possibly 12 inches or more within the next 3 days, 5, 8, even 12 inches or more here. Jamaica, we're looking at about 3 to 5, just based off some of the colors here. And then with Haiti, again, we're looking 3 to 5, possibly 8 or more. In addition to the rainfall flood threat, the National Hurricane Center is forecasting a storm surge of 9 to 13 feet above ground level east of where Melissa is forecast to make landfall along the southern coast of Jamaica early Tuesday. This surge is likely to affect parts of Jamaica's capital city, Kingston, including Norman Manley International Airport, as Yale Climate Connections Jeff Masters noted. On the western side of Jamaica, a 2 to 4 foot surge is possible near Montego Bay. In eastern Cuba, a life-threatening storm surge of 7 to 11 feet above ground level could occur along the southeast Cuban coast with landfall. In the southeast Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos, a 4 to 6 foot storm surge is forecast for Wednesday. So northwest coast near Montego Bay, 2 to 4 feet of peak surge forecast above ground level. Peak surge occurs at high tide. Near and east of landfall in Jamaica, 9 to 13 feet near and east of landfall. And then in Cuba, near and east of landfall, 7 to 11 feet. Forecast track intensity. Melissa is already the strongest tropical cyclone we've seen anywhere on Earth this year, even stronger than any western or eastern Pacific typhoon or hurricane, respectively. Even stronger than any western, eastern Pacific typhoon or hurricane, respectively, and it will soon make landfall at Category 5 intensity in Jamaica. It will then push in eastern Cuba as still a major hurricane tonight or early Wednesday before quickly moving through the southeast Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Wednesday at hurricane strength. Melissa could then track close to Bermuda overnight, Thursday night, or early Friday morning before it heads into the North Atlantic as a post-tropical cyclone. Melissa will likely be Jamaica's most intense hurricane landfall on record, and will be the first Category 5 landfall anywhere in the Atlantic Basin since Hurricane Dorian slammed into the northwestern Bahamas beginning on September 1st, 2019. Melissa will also be among the most intense Category 5 Atlantic Basin landfalls on record. The current intensity forecast for Melissa is denoted by the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale categories in the forecast path graph shown below. Hurricane Melissa, as of 12 p.m. Eastern Time, right now it's 12:56 p.m. Eastern Time, 185 mile per hour winds moving northeast at 9 miles per hour. By Wednesday morning, 115 miles per hour, Category 3 hurricane, and it will be over Cuba. By Thursday a.m., 105 mile per hour winds, and it will be a Category 2 hurricane, and it will be in the Atlantic. And then by Friday, 85 mile per hour winds as it goes up towards Bermuda. Destructive wind danger. Catastrophic hurricane conditions are pushing across western and central Jamaica. National Hurricane Center also says winds could be up to 30% stronger along the windward slopes of mountains and hills. These winds are capable of extensive infrastructural damage, including total structural failure, as well as long-lasting power and communication outages that could leave communities isolated, according to the National Hurricane Center. Even after hurricane-force winds move out of Jamaica, tropical storm conditions could last into Tuesday night. In eastern Cuba, tropical storm winds are expected starting today, with hurricane-force winds arriving tonight into Wednesday morning. And in the southeast Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos, tropical storm and hurricane conditions are expected Wednesday. And yeah, we could see here in Jamaica, between 70 and 90% odds of hurricane-force winds. And as we go up towards Cuba, around like 50 to 70% odds of tropical storm-force winds. However, in Kingston, from what I'm seeing here over the next 5 days, according, to this diagram here, about like, it's in the green, so I'd say between like 10 to 30%, but still, there's a lot of danger here. considering with the hurricane force winds possible, as well as catastrophic flooding and power outages, widespread power outages, and infrastructure damage. The map below shows the latest watches and warnings in effect for Melissa. But yeah, it's an extremely dangerous situation here. A hurricane warning means that hurricane force winds are expected, and tropical storm force winds could persist for longer than a day in this case. A hurricane watch means those conditions are possible within 48 hours. Tropical storm warning means that those conditions are expected, in this case within 24 hours. So you can see for Jamaica, there's a hurricane warning at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and now hurricane warning in Jamaica. In eastern Cuba, hurricane warning with tropical storm warning. In more like central Cuba, and then eastern Cuba, hurricane warning for Jamaica, hurricane warning. Haiti, there's a tropical storm warning as well, and then there's a tropical storm warning, and then for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, as well as Hispaniola, there are hurricane warnings here, and as well as a tropical storm warning. So track history. Tropical Storm Melissa formed last Tuesday morning, the 13th storm of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. By last Saturday afternoon, it became the season's 5th hurricane. That's roughly on par with the average date of the 13th storm from 1991 through 2020, October 25th, according to the National Hurricane Center. It's also one storm shy of the average number of storms for an entire season, 14. However, it was almost a month later than the average 5th hurricane date of September 28th. So the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season names. So far we've been through Andrea, Barry, Chantel, Dexter, Aaron, Ferdinand, Gabrielle, Humberto, Imelda, Jerry, Karen, Lorenzo, and then now we're on Melissa. Next names that have not been used, at least not yet, have been Nestor, Loga, Bliblo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, Van, and Wendy. Melissa then underwent extreme rapid intensification from tropical storm to a Category 4 hurricane just 24 hours from Saturday morning through last Sunday morning, feeding off the deep warm water of the Caribbean Sea. It then became the 3rd Category 5 hurricane of the 2025 hurricane season early Monday morning as lightning lit up the hurricane's eye wall, and this is on Twitter, X, and this was posted on October 27th, 2025 at 2:32 a.m. from Dakota Smith. Stunning satellite imagery of Hurricane Melissa tonight. You can see all the lightning there in the eye wall. In the eye, you can see all the lightning. Melissa is also the first storm of the season to track into the Caribbean Sea, as you can see in the season to date tracks map below. Most other storms and hurricanes have curled north of the Caribbean Sea this season. That's due either to steering winds in the Atlantic or hostile conditions for development in the Caribbean Sea prior to Melissa. Yeah, it's either due to steering winds in the Atlantic or hostile conditions for development in the Caribbean Sea prior to Melissa. So yeah, we can see all the tracks, or not all, but a lot of the tracks here though have curled more to the east in the Atlantic. Of course, we did have the tropical storm nor'easter. I think it was a nor'easter. I don't remember. I wasn't tracking this. To be honest, I wasn't tracking this season like super closely. This hurricane season this year super closely. But yeah, we had the storm here though that caused a lot of beach erosion and did cause a lot of damage here along the East Coast. And then we also have this storm here too that also impacted Mexico. And then we have this storm. This is Melissa right now. And then we can see a lot of these other storms here and how a lot of them have curled into the the Atlantic and have curled further east, like they would go up like this, kind of like in a C shape. But you can see that a lot of them have been doing that. And check back with us at weather.com for the latest forecast updates on Melissa and elsewhere in the tropics. So I'm going to link this in the description below if you want to find out more and read it for yourself. Yeah, extremely dangerous situation we got going on here, though. This is what the radar right now looks like. Or radar over the past few hours right now looks like on Zoom Earth. And yeah, Category 5 hurricane, 185 mile per hour winds, and pressure 892 millibars. And this morning is at 901, and then now it's at 892. Yeah, this is going to be extremely devastating situation here. Like, it really will be. I mean, considering this is going to be a historical hurricane here. This is just looking right now at the satellite here. And we can see all the warnings issued. Hurricane warning for Jamaica, and also the hurricane warning for eastern Cuba, and the tropical storm warning in more central Cuba. Tropical storm warning for Haiti. Tropical storm warning for Turks and Caicos. And then hurricane warnings in Hispaniola. Switching over here, we can see the precipitation radar here, and then some of these colors here, moderate to heavy precipitation. And this is future track, actually. And we can see all that precipitation going up into Cuba here, and even in the parts of Haiti. And then as we go along here, we can see it going up, impacting Hispaniola and parts of the Turks and Caicos as well. And then we can see it going up here. Actually, let me zoom out a little bit. See it over the Atlantic, and then it starts approaching Bermuda. And Bermuda, I think, has already had a couple of hurricanes this year. Yeah, I'll go back through that again. So now it's at Category 4 hurricane. And then as it heads up towards Hispaniola, now Category 3. At least that's the forecast on here, from what's showing me on here. And also, I'm not a meteorologist or anything either, so if I get anything incorrect on here, please do correct me. That would definitely be appreciated. And definitely also do your own research as well. I mainly just do this for fun. It's more just a hobby. That I do, and I just wanted to broadcast and document this, since this is such a major hurricane. This is a big deal here. I mean, this is gonna be catastrophic. It's gonna be devastating. Yeah, you can see, if I hovering a mouse over, you can see heavy rain, moderate rain. I'm in the cone of uncertainty. Yeah, so that's the forecast for the precipitation. Then we got wind here, the wind gusts. Oh. Just clicked on something. Yeah, you can just see all the winds here. I mean, Yeah, I mean, it has 185-mile-per-hour winds right now. And this is the future view as well. So I mean, this is over the next couple of days here. I'm also going to go on to EarthCam here as well, and I'll see if I can get any cameras. For Jamaica here. So this is inside Rick's Cafe. It's also possible these cameras could have went out too, because again, widespread power outages. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this isn't current, I don't think. That's in Macedonia. So it doesn't seem like I can get any cameras up here, at least any current cameras. So I'll leave it on here for the radar, at least for a little bit. But definitely please stay safe out there, everyone, and enjoy the live stream. I'm going to end off this live stream here, but before I do, I just want to read off some of the warnings here. So Jamaica, this is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation. Take cover now. Catastrophic winds with total structural failure are likely near the path of Melissa's center. Catastrophic flash flooding, landslides, and destructive winds are expected across the remainder of the island, causing widespread infrastructure damage, power and communication outages, and isolated communities. Along the southern coast, life-threatening storm surge and damaging waves are expected through the day. Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Catastrophic flash flooding and landslides are expected across southwestern Haiti and southern portions of the Dominican Republic through midweek. In Haiti, extensive damage and isolation of communities is likely. Tropical storm conditions are expected later today, the 28th of October, and Wednesday. Eastern Cuba. Heavy rainfall, flash flooding, landslides are expected soon. Life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds are likely to begin later today. Complete all preparations now. Southeastern and central Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos. Hurricane conditions, life-threatening storm surge, and heavy rainfall are expected across portions of the southeastern and central Bahamas on Wednesday. Complete preparations by tonight and follow local official guidance. Tropical storm conditions, heavy rains, and significant storm surge are expected in the Turks and Caicos Islands on Wednesday. Reports from the Air Force Reserve and NOAA Hurricane Hunter aircraft show that Melissa has strengthened since the last advisory. The central pressure inside the 15 nautical miles wide-eyed has fallen near 892 millibars, and the NOAA aircraft reported flight level winds of 200 miles per hour, 172 knots at 700 millibars. Based on these data, the initial intensity had been increased to 185 miles per hour or 160 knots. The initial motion is now 025/8. The general motion should continue with some increase in forward speed, with the center making landfall in Jamaica in a couple of hours and reaching eastern Cuba late tonight or early Wednesday. After that, a faster motion toward the northeast should bring the center through southeastern and central Bahamas on Wednesday and near Bermuda Thursday or Thursday night. After passing Bermuda, the cyclone should continue quickly northeastward into the northern Atlantic. The new forecast track is similar to the previous track through 36 hours and a little north of the previous track after that time. Melissa should weaken over Jamaica as the inner core gets disrupted by the mountainous terrain. However, the cyclone should maintain major hurricane status until the center reaches eastern Cuba. After leaving Cuba, Melissa should encounter increasingly southwesterly vertical shear that should cause steady weakening. Although the cyclone should still be at hurricane strength when it passes near Bermuda, based on the global model guidance, Melissa is forecast to become a strong extratropical cyclone over the North Atlantic by 96 hours. So please definitely do stay safe out there, everyone. I hope that all of you enjoyed this live stream. Stay safe out there as always, and I will see all of you next time. Bye, everyone.